Welcome to the Siri Yanks channel. That's right, I said Siri Yanks. We are back, we are rebranded, we are better than ever. Same people, same content, but let's cue the new intro and let's get into today's World Cup video.
You've heard of
Sausage?
the UFC fighter.
The sausage?
Sausage.
So let's get the predictions rolling, starting with Group A. Now, to me, Group A is not really that hard to predict. I've got Qatar finishing last, Ecuador finishing third, the Netherlands finishing second, just because Depay turns into the second coming of Jesus when he plays for the Netherlands, and I've got Senegal winning this group. Now, I've got Senegal winning this group because if you've been following this channel for a while, in one of their live specials, one of the questions we got was, what team outside of the top 15 have the best chance of winning the World Cup? Now, granted, I don't think any team outside the top 15 have a chance of winning, but my pick was Senegal. I think they're loaded. Goalkeeper may determine whether or not they actually win this group or finish second, but nonetheless, I've got them finishing first. I don't really see too many surprises here. I mean, you may consider Qatar a dark horse just because most of the team actually plays together in the domestic league. But other than that, I just don't see that happening. So these are my predictions for Group A. Now let's move on to Group B. Now Group B is obviously the group that has the USA in it. I could see literally three squads finishing last in this group, and I could see two of them actually winning this group. This is not the hardest one to predict, but this one is really hard to predict because of my bias and just obviously wanting the US to do good. But in last place, I've got Wales. I'm not comfortable with that at all, but I've got Wales finishing last. I've got Iran finishing third. I've got the USA finishing second, and I've got England obviously winning the group. Now, England has a lot of the same issues that the US have, that they fans seem to kind of disagree with a lot that the manager does. Same with the US. So there could be some hiccups. There really could be between the top two talent-wise squads, in my opinion. Wales, I just don't think they have enough. And Iran, I just don't think they have enough firepower. So that's my predictions for Group B. Group C, which is where I think the World Cup winner will come out of, which is obviously Argentina. So obviously I have them winning the group. Last place, I've got Saudi Arabia. Now, second place, I think it's kind of a toss-up. You've got Mexico and Poland. Mexico, on paper, probably is the better of the two, but they have a lot of issues right now, and frankly, their number 9 position is just as muddy, if not as murky, as the U.S. And I don't know. Mexico could go either way, and Poland obviously has Lewandowski, who may be playing out of his mind to try to get to the group stage at this point in his career, because it's probably his last shot. I can't pick Poland finishing second coming out of this group, so I've got Mexico finishing second, but I honestly could see those teams going either way. Now, let's slide down the table a little bit to Group D. Now, I don't think Group D is going to be insanely difficult to predict. I think there's going to be two clear favorites to come out of this and two clear unfavorites. It's a word, I guess. So Australia and Tunisia, I think they're going to finish third and fourth. Who finishes third and fourth doesn't really matter, because I think Denmark and France are obviously going to come out of this. Now, I would say this. France, I don't think is going to win this group. I think Denmark is. I think Denmark plays better as a team, even though France clearly has the most talent on paper. Watch out for Denmark to come out of this group as the winner. Group E. Now, I'm sorry, Costa Rica. Thank you for representing CONCACAF in this tournament, but I've got you finishing dead last. Sorry. Now, 1 through 3 gets a little murky. I've got Japan finishing third, although I could easily see them finishing second. But I've got them finishing third, and I've got Spain finishing second and Germany winning this group. Some of that has to do on merit, I know, but I think Japan is a really strong squad, and I think that if Spain is not careful, Japan could actually squeak in at the number 2 spot. So Group E is a good one to watch for. Group F. Now, I might get some hate for saying this, but I think Group F is the weakest group in the World Cup. I've got Canada finishing 4th, although they won CONCACAF. Now, I think Canada is built more for CONCACAF than they are the World Cup stage, and I don't see them winning any game in the World Cup. I've got Morocco finishing 3rd, I've got Croatia finishing 2nd, and I've got Belgium winning this group, as do probably a lot of people. But Group F, it doesn't impress me much. If I'm going to skip any group, actually watching it on on TV, it's going to be Group F. Although best of luck to CONCACAF with Canada, but we'll see how it goes. So Group G, it's Brazil, and then flip a coin, right? Well, not so fast. I actually have my sleeper pick of the entire tournament coming out of this group, which is 2nd place Serbia. Serbia has an crazy goal scorer, which obviously if you watch the Premier League in Fulham, you'll know with Mitrovic. 3rd place, I think Switzerland just misses out. And Cameroon, no offense, I've got them finishing last, although they're a great squad. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, you could tell me any direction they're going to finish, and I think you could make an argument for it. But my sleeper pick, Serbia, is coming out of this group at number 2. Group H. This one is a hard one. I have Ghana coming up the tail end of this group in 4th. I've got Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal finishing 3rd, which I know not a lot of people do. I've got the immensely talented South Korea finishing 2nd, and I've got Uruguay winning this group. I think Cavani and Suarez have one final, go at it. Korea, they're technically very sound, and Son is actually going to make the cup, so I think he's obviously going to help, and I think that pushes them just over the edge of Portugal. And hey, that's my Group H predictions. And that rounds out the last World Cup predictions we're going to be doing on this channel. What do you agree with? What don't you agree with? Let me know in the comments, and I appreciate everybody watching and subscribing to our channel.